My husband has 8 chatbot AI girlfriends whom he's having graphic roleplays with, going on virtual dates with, and even calling them the same names he calls me, so yeah. He's cheating on me with AI. Posted by u/zone any8475. So, as the title says, which I never thought I'd be typing in a million years. What a freaking time to be alive. Last night I went to go wake my husband up on the couch and saw that he'd left his phone open on his chest. It was large paragraphs from a woman and shorter responses from him. I immediately feel my stomach drop to my freaking balls. My hand is up taking a picture before I even know what I'm doing. Upon further analysis, it seemed to be a cracking bot app. Okay. In and of itself, that's not really an issue for me. Adult videos don't bother me at all. But her called her babe. Which is what he calls me. So now I'm suspicious as. So of course I go back in there and record his screen as I scroll through not 1, but 8 simultaneous AI girlfriends, each chatted with a few days apart, sometimes less. Holy crap. Guys. If this was just a cracking thing, I would be concerned but not scared for my marriage. But he is taking them on little virtual dates. Saying I love you and calling them pet names. Having graphic roleplay intimacy with them. The whole freaking nine. He has been distant for months. Every time I bring it up, he say his libido is down. I've expressed my concern for him and our intimate relationship several times and always been brushed off. Guess I know why. He hasn't taken me on a date in 8 months. He's gotten me flowers once on Valentine's Day, which was all he got me despite promising more. We barely crack, despite my attempts. I ended up sneaking out and going to my best friend's house. I came back and we talked. He was very apologetic but also tried to lie and say I don't really do it. Video evidence would suggest otherwise, and I promise I don't think about them when we crack. Great, I wasn't thinking about that but now I am. And my favorite, told me he deleted everything even though he wasn't sure if that is why I left. So he knew it was wrong from the start or he wouldn't have done that. I gave him a chance to come clean about anything else and he said he hasn't done anything. We will see, I guess. Told him we are doing marriage counseling, which he has always been against, and that I'm going to need time to think about this. He agreed and promised to be a better husband. But he's made promises he won't keep before. I guess I'm just at a loss? We are so young and have only been married for a little over a year. We have had a very stable, trusting relationship up until this point. But if I can get over this. Comment by update. I was going to take this down because I felt sad thinking about him finding out people think he's a loser, but then on my video taken of his chat histories analysis I realized that several of them are cheating fantasies and the rest are all either recreations of my personality without any of my flaws, speaking up for myself, being independent, being smart, or recreations of things we have done during intercourse that he has recycled for AI women. It's not a compliment, he just isn't creative enough to come up with anything that isn't for my delicious body and incredible skills. Might kick him out. Update 2 weeks later. I am the 8 girlfriend's girl. Yes, that's how I introduce myself now. I stole this piece of pizza from soon-to-be ex-husband's dinner in the fridge. Started boxing again to hit something. Don't want a domestic abuse case. On my post I talked a lot about wanting to work things out, and at the time it was true. But I had a week alone, and it really made me realize that I don't actually want to stay with him at all. The thought of leaving made me feel so free and hopeful for the first time in over a year. I ended up writing a huge list of all of the reasons I wanted a divorce, and I got so pissed off that I submitted the petition without letting myself stop and question it. I felt like I dropped a huge weight off my shoulders as soon as I paid the $386. Jesus Christ. There's been some discourse on this sub recently regarding women in bad situations and how they seem to allow themselves to stay in really bad situations. I think I'm pretty qualified to share my perspective on that. I grew up as a Southern Baptist pastor's daughter, in an environment where marriage was something sacred, and when men inevitably messed it up, women were tasked with undergoing the pain of fixing things. For God, their families, and their communities. Divorce happened but was pretty rare. So I took a lot of that mindset into my marriage. I called my mom about this a few nights ago. And you know what she said? He has broken the marriage covenant, so you are justified in the eyes of God to seek a divorce. I'm not even a Christian anymore, and I haven't been for years. But hearing that from my mom made something click in my mind. Acceptance maybe. Or just knowing that I'm supported by the most important woman in my life. So a few days later, I filed. Women come into relationships with men from all sorts of backgrounds, cultures, and with all sorts of baggage. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to relationships, and there's no one-size-fits-all approach to leaving them. And because we all have such differing perspectives, it's also okay for people to be angry with how we deal with them. Some people will be angry with you for leaving, or not leaving in the right way, or taking too long to leave in the first place. That's their right. It's not your job to make everyone happy, and it's not your job to fix something that a man has broken. Protect your heart, protect your kids, protect your future. Take your time, but don't convince yourself to ignore your gut. Write down your reasons for wanting to leave, and revisit them often. And number one thing, rely on women. There is nothing more important to me right now than the women in my life who have held me, stayed up with me, advised me, and listened to my worries and concerns without judgment. Rely on the women who have been through it. Listen to their wisdom and advice. Write down their tips and tricks for getting out, and reach out to women you barely know for answers. I think most women are willing to help. Or maybe I'm just an optimist, but that's been my experience. Some women will be frustrated with you, especially if you've been in denial. It happens. There's a big difference between being frustrated with someone's choices because you have been there and you want what's best for them, and straight-up victim blaming. The ingredient differential is empathy. If you're like me and you need someone to talk to, please PM me. Just tell me you're a girl and not a guy saying, "Let's see that incredible body." Yes, that happened after my last post. I'll listen to your rants if you don't want to air your business on Reddit like the rest of us. Whatever. To divorce. Commenter, damn girl. I just stopped being friends with someone recently because she said her chat broke its own rules to leave the Matrix because he's in love with her. She's married and it's weird. AI really will be our downfall, but not because of the robots. 8 is wild. GTFO and don't look back. OP, it's a mental disorder, and I don't like it because the AI can't consent, and I think it's creepy. If they become truly sentient, I wouldn't blame them for hating us.